welcome back. It is Friday Favorites and Flops. I hope you guys had a wonderful week. I have several favorites for you. I'm not feeling like 100% today. I don't know what's going on, but I like all of a sudden incurred a fever. So I have a few favorites, but it was luckily like a short favorite week. Real quick, I have to mention this palette. The Makeup Geek palette, I did swatches on this palette. This is the Makeup Geek times MannyMUA palette. I have literally not put this down since I got it, so I have to tell you, it is a favorite. This releases next week, and I do think that there's gonna be an early release date, so I think everyone needs to be checking Manny's and Makeup Geek's social media for next week on the 23rd, because I think that it will release early. So I am gonna have some tutorials coming up with that, but it has been a favorite of mine and I have to mention it. I'm even wearing it today. Another mention real quick before I get into the beauty favorites is this jacket. You guys, I've been kind of obsessed with some of the like loungewear from Victoria's Secret. This is like an, I don't even know if you can see, it's like an olive jacket. It has matching olive pants. I really love it. I've been getting a lot of like they've had really good sales where you can get like free shipping, next day shipping. So anyways, Victoria's Secret, the pink collection, they have a lot of great lounge clothes. So just FYI, and a lot of good sales coming on recently, or going on recently. Okay, for another eyeshadow palette that I've been reaching for, and I pulled this out, is the Naked Basics palette. I love this palette. This is the original one, and I just find that it really has everything in it. It has the transition shades, it has matte brow bone, it has a shimmer, it has the deepening and darkening up colors. This is like a one-stop shop. Honestly, this is like a very great basic palette for someone, because there are some matte shades, there is the shimmer shade, and I think you could get a lot of really nice everyday looks. I call this like the sister palette or the best friend palette to any of the Naked palettes, because I just think it coordinates so well with it. Anything that those palettes are lacking, this one has to be paired with, but I just think this is a great standalone palette. I mean, the highlight shade alone in this palette is like one of my favorite highlight shades. It's just a really great brightening inner corner shade. Also, it's a great brow bone shade, all over the lid shade. It's just a really pretty highlight shade. So the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette, I think I definitely like this one more than the Naked 2 Basics, because I just find that that one's a whole lot more cool tone, and I think you can still get a cool tone look with this, but this is just more all over flattering. I don't think that this is necessarily, I would say, oh, that's too warm or too cool. It's really that like perfect neutral. Okay, so Lorac came out with some new blushes, and I have been loving them. Matte, buildable, beautiful blushes. This one is in the color Prism. That's what I have on. I've worn this one several times this week, and I just love it. It is a extremely pigmented and beautiful peach shade. It's matte, and it's, like I said, it's very pigmented. It's not like chalky or powdery, but it just blends into the skin. This is like one little buff around and buff, buff, buff in, and it's like full color. It's not too much, but it like blends out really nicely. They did a great job with the formula of these blushes, and there's a wide color selection, but this peach one has my heart. This is in Prism again, and I just think that this is the perfect like everyday, very wearable shade for anyone. I think this would be universally flattering because it's a dark enough peach that it would show up on medium skin tones. Still not too dark that I think very fair complected people could wear it. So yes, this, if I were feeling better, I would give you guys an Ariel for this blush. I really would. So just envision me giving you guys a little Ariel song, and that's what I would do for that blush. Next thing that I have, oh, I really love these. These are the Dose of Colors Eyedeal Duos. I have a whole video swatching them. I'll link that down below. Love these. This one is in the color Shell. That's what's on my lid right now. You guys, I did this makeup like 5 hours ago, and I was gonna film and then just a whole bunch of other stuff, and then I just couldn't want to, and then I like came up with a fever. Anyways, you probably don't want to hear all of these excuses. The point is that this is kind of older makeup, but these last a really long time. Now they have a base, and it's a very emollient base on the lid, and I don't think it's what people really expect. Did I say this is the color Shell? Because it is. But it's a very emollient base, but I like it because I wouldn't use this base alone. honestly, I would have to top it with something because it's too emollient and sticky. It needs something to top on top. But it's the perfect tackiness to apply the bottom portion of this stack, which is the pigment. This in shell is just like, I can't even. Did I grab shell? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did because it's the one I'm wearing. Yep, I did. Okay, so I'm just gonna tap that right on top. It's just like, I mean, that's not even like the best swatch, but I just gave it a little bit. It's just such a beautiful, like pinky, just the perfect everyday color. It looks like this color right here in Luna. They're very similar. Actually, let me swatch those next to each other. Oh no, this Luna is a lot more, it's just different consistency, but same type of color family, the peachies, which I've just really been into that peachy eye recently. And then my last favorite is the Kojendo foundation. You guys, I've just been loving this foundation. It works really well on my skin. It's the Aqua foundation, and I have the color 123 that matches me the best. It is just a really beautiful finish on the skin. It's what I'm wearing today. It's a beautiful finish on the skin. It doesn't make me too dewy, but still I feel fresh-faced. I like the coverage. I feel like it gives enough coverage, but doesn't give it like a mask-like, which sometimes I actually don't mind. Like when I'm going full coverage, I like to go all the way sometimes, but that's besides the point. I don't think that this gives like crazy pigmented, so it just blends and melds into the skin beautifully. Let me just put a little bit on my hand and show you guys. It's kind of, I wouldn't say it's watery, but it's like, you can see it's gonna drip down my hand. But it's just a beautiful, and it's lightweight, feels really comfortable on the skin, and it just gives a really nice look to the skin. I just really have been loving it. Here's like a fun fact. I have like an itchy nose every time I film. Every time I film. I like either have a booger flailing or an itchy nose or something happens every time I film. It's like, what is the deal? I don't know. I don't always have an itchy nose, but every time I film I do. But anyways, since this is such an expensive foundation, I just feel like I have to really love it to recommend it to you, and I do. I really love it. I really love you. So that is it for my Friday favorites and flops. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. As always, leave your favorites down below, and I will see you all in the next video. Mwah.